Cool. Alright, it should be going. Yeah? Alright. This is Sarah, and it's Friday? Yeah? I've got my tea. I have a box of tissues, because I don't feel very well. Ooh, there's a bunch of dust up there. And yeah, I said tea. I've got very hot cinnamon tea that's incredibly spicy and is clearing out my sinuses. But I don't know. I feel good enough to at least stream a little bit of something, whatever it is I'm working on today. So the thing that I'm focusing on is my AnthropomorphEYES, which is the circuit board I just added to my TINDIE store. It's my newest product. I posted the instructions on how to install the board on one of your household appliances, but I haven't added the section yet that shows you how to program them to do custom things. And part of the charm of this, I guess, product, I'll use the word product, part of the charm of the product is that they can be programmed so that you can customize them. You can give them a personality or, yeah, like a soul all their own. So you're getting to decide exactly how they're going to emote, and that's cool. So I need to add those instructions, and I think going through the motions with you guys on how that's going to work is going to help me write them, because I haven't actually looked at this code in several years. It's been like 2.5 years since I made the original toaster, which was the base project, what this is from. I can probably plug him in a minute. I'm gonna wait until I have people with me before I move on. And I'll probably end up repeating a lot of this. Hey Vi, welcome to Sick Hacking with Sick Raptor on a Friday. Oh, it's hot. It's good though. Ah, all right. Yes, emoting for the emote gods. Emotions. Oh man. What is being said? Oh god. That's just my dad. My dad's bugging me. He wants me to make business cards for him. But anyhow, let's see how the stream is doing, if anyone else is in here other than you and I, Vi. Oh, it says 7 are watching. I really need to learn to check this a bit more often. Alright. Okay, so, and you're right, it is gonna be sick. Like, I'm getting my germs all over this whole area. It's just like quarantine plague zone. And then, like, Mark's over there. Like, he was sick maybe 3 weeks ago with something, but I don't think it was nearly as bad as whatever the hell this is. Not that this is bad, it just won't go away. It's just kind of, like, clamped down on my face and esophagus, and is just sort of, like, attacking the back of my throat and sucking my energy out of me, which kind of sucks. But, yeah. I apologize if I, like, am coughing and stuff. It cannot be helped. But anyhow, hi Lynn and Dave. Thank you for joining me. Can I use toaster eyes as business cards? That would be awesome. They are kind of like business card size, sort of. And I've got plenty of them. I got like a stack of these in. Like, I have a whole bunch of them, so I have enough to do 50 sets, and I'm doing 10 in each color, and then I'm keeping 10 just for my own stuff. I'm gonna probably put eyes on the printers and then maybe do a few more exotic projects where some indicator of the appliance affects the emotion that it's displaying, because I haven't done that yet. Like, it would be interesting that if my toaster actually, like, made facial expressions based on its status while cooking toast. So probably for a future version of this toaster project, I'll figure out how to do that. It just won't probably be with this toaster. I'll have to get a different one, which is kind of horrible. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'll pick a different appliance and do that to it. I don't want to replace toaster. It feels awfully inhumane since we're talking about souls and personalities. But anyhow, so again, my instructions on how to install these things on your appliances are up now on Robotic Arts, which you can find on my site zonus.com. But I didn't add the advanced portion. Like, I have a nice little note down there at the bottom that says that those are coming soon. I haven't actually, I hadn't looked at my code until this morning, and I gave it a good study, and I put a bunch of notes in there for myself that I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I've discerned about it. And I'm going to edit the code and create another emotion in addition to the one that is running on Toaster right now. And I think I'll probably show you what he does as of right now as a baseline, so you have an idea what I'm talking about. I don't know if, I'm sure not everyone's familiar with Toaster's personality, but he's, Toaster is a judgmental sort. He looks around and then rolls his eyes and looks unamused. And that's what his animation does. He cycles through expressions that kind of make him look bored and just sort of uninterested in the environment. And he's kind of meant to act as a character in my environment here. So I try to remember to turn him on and have him someplace behind me when I'm making videos or streaming like I am right now. And as I say this, he's not in the background, so I'm breaking the rule that I'm telling you about right now. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, I was charging. I can show you guys that right now. That's what I can do. So I have a USB power brick, which is what I currently use to power Toaster. The instructions that I just posted walk you through how to modify a USB cable so that you can just use one of those like normal power brick things to power your eyes on, and it's kind of like clunky and inconvenient because then you have this food juice box tumor sort of clipped onto your appliance hanging out somewhere, and that's not ideal. I'll probably think of some way to get power to the eyes that's a bit more elegant, and then I'll do a blog post about that, but I'm not there yet, so for the time being, the USB brick will do. Oh man, what do you guys... Oh, thank you, Ben, for the good get well soon vibes. I need to get the get well. I need to leave the house again. I haven't like gone anywhere this whole week. Make sure to watch the Tom Scott video about toaster settings for how long toasters take to toast bread. Ooh, I gotta write that down, because I'll forget. Tom Scott. Good thing I have a post-it note right here. Tom Scott toaster. Yay. When you anthropomorphize your appliances enough that you feel bad about doing appliancey things with them. Yes. Was that what stage of empathy is that, when you no longer want to use the thing that you're anthropomorphizing for the thing it was intended to do because you feel bad about it? You could build a toaster army that wants to toast all the things. I like that idea. I like toasters that don't work very well, like the ones that just burn things. Aw. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, I know, I don't know why I'm sick either. I wish I could stop. It sucks. My nose is all like raw and miserable. I have like the dried shitty skin that sucks because I still have to blow my nose every like 5 minutes, but it hurts now. I'm at that stage of the whatever this is. But oh yeah, that power brick. Let me go grab that. It's in the it's charging in the other room, so I'll be back in like 2 seconds. So for toaster, back in the day, I made like a foam piece of bread that this actually fit inside of, so I could stick this in the foam faux bread piece and then tuck this inside of his toasting hole, and it didn't look very suspicious. It looked like it belonged there, and then I could like press his little button thing and it would eat the foam toast, and that was how he got his food. So it was like I was feeding him by putting fake bread inside of his head. Yeah, like this is the size that I use, and it has like a little thingy that pops out to charge it, and then there's a hole in the side for the thing. My mom's trying to get a hold of me, of course. It's like no one's tried to get a hold of me all week, and then like today I woke up this morning and like everyone is like wanting stuff from me like now, and I'm like, no, I have to catch up on my doings. Oh. Oh yeah, sorry, if I'm airheaded today, I apologize. I mean, I'm airheaded always, but like if I'm especially so today, it's because I'm feeling the sixth. Toaster. So, as I mentioned before, the eyes that I'm going to be sending out, the ones that I'm selling on TINDIE, they're going to come preloaded with the judgmental emotion. And in addition to that, if you decide to hook up a momentary switch, like either a limit switch or some other push button type button switch thing to I think it's A5, then you can cycle through a bunch of different emotions, but they're static. So it just basically goes through the list of a bunch of pre-programmed still frames, like expressions, I guess. And I think there's 12 or something, and then it cycles back around to nothing, like it's off, and then after that, it goes back to the original judgmental emotion. And to show you what I mean, so I plug this in, stick it in his head, and then this is him. That's not that arm, it's this arm. So if I face him towards you in sort of a correct way, and so he's off. I don't remember what these emotions are called, but there's like look left, look right. I think that's confused. I think that's like roll eyes. I don't know what I called that. It looks like tease though. I think that's like uncomfortable. You know what that face is. I don't know what you'd call that. I think I'd call that either dead or drunk. I think that's the blink face for transitioning. That's like your anime happy face. I don't know what I'd call that. I think that's just annoyed. So he rests at this like quite often. And then I think this is back to the beginning, maybe? Yeah, okay. So that's basically, I need to put him someplace in the background now. I don't know if there is a place I can stick him. Maybe just right there. Perfect. So, oh, I might need the power supply though. Let's see. Sorry, toaster. I need this to program with. So, you should add a toaster with toaster eyes in your comics as an Easter egg. Well, this toaster is actually based on the one that the main character in my comic carries around all the time. He doesn't have like 12 segment display eyes. They're like just normal eyes, but this is effectively supposed to be that character. So this is sort of like his real life equivalent, just like Noodle Feet is the Noodle Feet from my comic. So he's from the same universe Noodle Feet is from. So that's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, they have a deep bond. But what is dirty after washing? Oh, I don't know. Is this a riddle? Your bath water. Nice. Nice joke. I'm dirty after washing. That's another answer to that riddle. Just saying. I make my stuff look suspicious all the time. That seems fitting for you, Vi, from what I know of you so far. If you ever end up with eyes somehow, I don't know how you would end up with them. I might send them to you. Then you should definitely make like a sneaky, suspicious, sly-looking appliance or a toaster. But yeah. So I'm gonna switch the laptop thing down to what the workspace is for today. So right here, this is next to me, I have, I think these are the green eyes. Oh god. Mounted to a little, like, my soldering board thing, just so they're like stuck down and I'm not fussing with them. And then I've got my lenses for later that I'm gonna put on so you can see the expressions a little bit better. The first thing that I need to note is you can only program these if you have an AVR programmer, I'm pretty sure. So if you have an AVR programmer of some sort, you will need that to upload code to your eyes. This is Mark's design. This thing I'm about to show you, there's this little dongle on the end. Like Mark came up with this, and it's kind of an ingenious thing. To program the boards, you actually just kind of clip this onto the side where these little pads are. I don't know if you can see them very well, but you can see there's 3 pads. That's on the top and bottom of the board, and if you just sort of like pinch this on the edge and kind of hold it down with your fingers, it'll make contact enough that you can program it real quick and then just slide it off, so you don't have like permanently mounted mail headers sticking up off of one side of your board, because that's not very, I don't know, not very pretty. So I'm not quite sure where you get one of these, but it's just mail headers that are long. There, you can see it in my hair. They have like longer than usual pins, and I think this is for soldering through like proto board to plug into the top of another board. I think this is for like making custom shields or something. I think they sell them on SparkFun, but there's other things that will work. Again, you could just solder directly to those pads if you wanted to, but I would suggest this. This method works really well. And then yeah, the short end plugs into the little thing, the spout on your AVR programmer, and then the little long pokers stick out the end, and then these go onto the thing. The other thing that I have on my bench right now is this worksheet, and I just added this to my GitHub like this morning once I started looking at the code. I tweaked it so that it looked a little nicer, and then I put it up. But this is basically to help you envision what you want your expressions to look like and maybe storyboard them, since you are effectively chaining them together to create an animation. What I'm going to do today is decide on I guess a personality, like a disposition, and I'm gonna program it to these eyes right here, right there. So whatever it is that I decide I want it to do, whether that's be like bitchy or sad and depressed or hyper, kind of like what we had to do with the Delta robots, because Mark and I scripted emotions for the completely inanimate looking Delta robots that we sent out to all of our Kickstarter backers. I'm going to effectively figure out how to manipulate the 12 segment display to create something, some other like emotion other than, I guess, unamused, which is what Toaster is right now. So maybe something like in the opposite spectrum of personality dispositions or whatever. Like what would be the opposite of unamused or judgmental? I don't know. But what are you guys talking about down there? Vi, that's perfect. He says he'd stick his eyes on an NES. That's perfect for you. Your NES needs eyes now. I'll see that you get eyes. I need to get my Mauser order in. Like, I got a few orders yesterday when I posted them on my TINDIE page, but I have some parts here, but I'm still waiting on others to come in from Mauser, so I can't, like, jump on that until all of my stuff arrives in a happy box. Oh god, that's hot. This is cinnamon tea that I got from my tea monger. So it's not like your run-of-the-mill cinnamon tea that just tastes like cinnamon. It's cinnamon that, like, harms you, which is great, because I need something to offensively, like, burn all of the things in my face that are alive right now that shouldn't be there. Are they all different colors, or are all the LEDs for the eyes of the same color? As of right now, Daniel, I have on my store, like, there's 4 different colors that you can pick from, but it's just that one color. I think the package on this board is, they're the larger surface mount LEDs, they're the 0805s. But in the future, I'll probably make a slightly larger version of the eye board that fits surface mount RGB LEDs. But that's gonna, again, involve making something that fits that footprint of component. And then you'll be able to change the colors. But that's, I don't know. That's eventually. I need to get over this hill first. Anyhow. So, for those of you that are following along, if I go to, yay, the infinity screen, and then go to Arduino, oh, that's the thermistor thing, that's something else. Oh man, where are they? There we go. Okay, if I go to Eye of Toast, this is the code. Can you guys see this? Yes, okay. I can make this a little bit bigger. So it takes up the whole screen. So this is the base code, and the way that it works is that you have to upload this to both eyes, I believe. You define which eye is which by setting this to 1 or 0. And then here's the button pin, which is A5. So if you want to cycle through your list of emotions or my list of emotions, whatever you want it to cycle through with the button, you could, I mean, technically you could change this and have it be whatever pin you wanted, but I have it set to A5. And then down here, there's probably a better way to do this, maybe, I don't know, I don't code. But this is, wait, how do I explain this? So I think these are the pins. Yeah, okay, so it's like D13, D3, D5, D7. So this is like your, these are the pins that everything's connected to, and then those, like, digital pin numbers correspond to certain segments, which if I go to Illustrator and you look at this worksheet thing that I have made up, and if I just like zoom in on one of these little things, you can see there's the corresponding number. This is the pin that particular segment is attached to. So if I go to you know, this is the order that they need to be declared when you tell them to be on or off. And I believe in this code, high is high off?
In what?
And do you remember, like, I know you had to have been around.
What specifically are you actually...
On the segments, I know you helped me write this.
I believe it's, you write a low to turn the segment on.
Okay, so it's the opposite.
Yeah, that saves a little bit of strain on the chip.
Okay, so so high is off. So all of them are off right here, and it says blank, so that would make sense. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And then each one of these, this is like surprised left eye, surprised right eye. In most cases, both eyes are the exact same thing, but in the case of like the bracket greater than and less than to look like you're look like the toaster squinting, obviously they're different. They're the mirror of each other. So sometimes in some cases you do need to have them be slightly different. But all the different expressions are defined below, and it's in my code stated like look left, surprised, look right, confused, roll eyes, stern, nervous, overwhelmed, sad, angry, drunk, embarrassed, blink, glee, one of them is glee, I guess, annoyed, depressed, and that's it. Okay. So that's what those were. And this is like the cycle that they go through, I guess. So for the mode left and mode right, this is the, it calls them in this order. And then, I'm talking about this code like I understand it. Here's all the pinouts, the way that I defined them. I mean, I guess technically you could change those if you wanted to, but then the worksheet wouldn't be as helpful. But then you could tweak the worksheet. It's whatever you want, really. And then in the loop, I think the way... I don't actually know what the hell this is doing. Like, do you remember what the debounce code was supposed to do? There's like a note in here, and I know I didn't write this.
Debounce
it says...
is for the button, right?
Yeah.
So, debounce, what do buttons do when you close them? They bounce.
They do?
They do very quickly, electronically, and you can't see it bounce, but the chip can see as the switch is closing, it goes from high to low, high to low, high to low, because it's like that.
So it's like tasting?
That's called bounce.
It
right?
tastes.
Well, it needs to settle out.
Yeah.
So it knows it closed, but if the switch is in that process, it's going to, you measure it a second later, it's open again, then it's closed again, and so you have to wait a millisecond or two for the switch to finish bouncing, and then whatever that state is, then it's really... you really hit the switch. You didn't just bump it or tap it or whatever. It really got pressed. So you're debouncing. You're waiting until the ball stops bouncing and it's on the floor. The ball's on the floor, right?
So you're waiting for the button to go up.
No, the button, when the button closes, it's like two things, hard things hitting each other. They're going to rattle, right? They're going to go tick, 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 like that, right?
Yeah.
So you're waiting past that time. You're going to let it settle.
Yeah. So
debouncing is just letting the switch that just changed on you settle and stop doing its whatever it's doing. And that's in a couple of milliseconds, right?
Okay, so it says last debounce time mils, and then there's like mils, and it says last debounce time, debounce, bounce, debounce, bounce, bounce, debounce, bounce, button state, reading, debug.
What?
I know you wrote this part.
Right.
This was not me.
Oh, okay.
This was not the Raptor.
So millis
yes.
is what time is it right now on the chip? Okay?
Yeah.
The chip knows what time it is. Every time you call it, that number will go up every time you ask millis. So it's like, but we save that time. It says last debounce. So we're saying that means now, right? Don't stare at me. It's in this code here. It says last debounce time is now.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So we move forward and we say, and so this time is going to be slightly more than that one because it's a couple of clock cycles instructions later, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a few instructions later. So let's say that's 1,000. That one might read 1,000 and one.
Mark's
right?
pointing at this with his finger.
So
Yeah.
So let's say that was set to 1,000, right?
This.
And then now we move a couple of lines forward in our code, right?
Yes.
And it says, oh, now it's 1,001, right?
Yes.
But we just stored the other number as here. We said last debounce time is 1,000. So it says, is 1,001 minus 1,000 greater than the debounce delay? And which is, what is the debounce delay at the top of your code? What did we set that to be? Somewhere you define that value.
50.
50. So every time through this loop, right?
Yeah.
And it only saves that if the button state changed. It says, did the button state change? Then save the value. If it didn't, so it loops through and it waits 50 till this time.
50 bounces?
Well, no, until the time 50 milliseconds has passed, right?
Yes.
Is greater than that delay.
Yes.
So if now is 1,050 and that was recorded at 1050, right? Now it's 50 is greater than whatever that value is, say 51. So at 51 it says, yes.
Yes.
I've waited long enough.
Yes.
Is it worth the wait? And it says, okay, now start reading the button and do something about it. But if it hasn't been 50 milliseconds, just go on, go do other shit, come back later, right? And that's what we're doing. Is it's like somebody dropped a basketball, right? Mm-hmm. And we know that basketball in the next 10 seconds is going to just stop bouncing, right? Yeah. So the person watching the basketball is like, come back in 10 seconds, just come back. And people, is it stopped yet? No, it's not stopped yet. Like, all right, now it's stopped. Now, where's the basketball? Like, it's on the floor. It's like, good.
Okay.
It could be at the mirrors, but it's like, did the button really get pressed? And it's called debouncing. It's in a lot of code. That's how I do it, and I probably got it from somewhere.
This is so this right here is the bouncing code. I don't understand it. Debouncing. It's the debounce code.
You want to know if the switch was really pressed or if it just got tapped or it's somewhere in between, and you don't want to misread it because then you'll miss the whole cue.
So I'm going to put a thing in here that says this is testing button press commitment.
Yes, button press commitment.
Okay.
If your button has commitment problems.
Does your button have commitment problems?
All buttons have commitment problems on them.
What?
So you have to watch them closely.
This will figure that out for you.
So it's best to leave them alone for a little while.
I just start writing this all in the comments of my code. If so, it's best to leave them alone. Leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
Sarah, quit doing that. Okay, so this is the commitment checking thing. What did I say? Okay, this is where you can chain your expressions together to define emotions and personalities. So I wrote this morning. This is effectively the toaster judgmental thing, the judgmental loop. So I don't actually understand what the case thing means. Like, Mark, do you remember what this case thing means?
Just turned into a code lesson.
Colon?
Yeah, if your colon is too big, then you have a case.
If you have 99...
Okay, all right. You want me to explain this?
If you have 9999
okay,
colon...
You're ignoring what's going on here. Okay, so inside this if statement, right? We have if, right I, and then you have the bracket, right?
Yeah, and then it's the other I.
Okay, now we have a switch statement.
So this is the left and
a switch is like an if. Just slow it down. All right? Slow it down, Milosevic. All right, so the switch statement, right, is like an if statement.
Yes.
It says switch.
Yes.
On the value of timer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the value of timer is possibly one of these values: 999, 9,000, 6,500, 7,000, 3,000, right? And that's the only values we care about. If it's not, if the timer is like 9,998, we do not care. Okay. Unless there's a default, which is the end. Okay. So a switch, right? A switch is choosing between values that you tell it. So it's like having 5 if statements. It's a way to combine if statements. So it says, what's the value of timer? All right. It's going to be a number, right?
It's
going to be some number.
Okay.
So we for timing, right, want to add, because every time through the loop we're adding 1 to the timer, right? And that's the animation frames, like keyframes or whatever. So if we get to 9,999, right, it says if the timer is 9,999, then set the emotion to look left, right?
Yes.
And it says break, and it says now go, just don't look at this other stuff, right? Yes. Break means don't look at these other cases. If you didn't have a break there, it would keep looking at other cases and doing those as well, right? Okay. So, because it triggered on this is the trigger. It triggered here and continue running. So the break says, no, just do this thing and then just skip over, get. It's like an exit, right? So in the case of 9,989, it says look left. But if the counter was only at 6,500, right, it says look right. But we also have a case that says if it's 9,000 or 6,500, then you're going to look right, right? Yes. So on your little timeline, your little animation timeline, you have two conditions that are going to make him look left. Yes. Right? And that's about halfway, a little bit past halfway through your animation cycle. Yes. And almost at the end of your animation cycle, right? Yes. And at the very, very, very end of your animation cycle, you're going to always look left, right? He's looking right here. So just in between those two, right, he's going to go blank, and that's the blink. Yes. Right? Why don't you use delays? Why didn't I use delays? This is easier to trigger off of just the keyframes that you want. Yeah. These are like keyframes, so you don't care about any other number. But how do you discern order? Like which one? What's the order of them? The order is this value because the animation counter starts at 0, right? Yeah. And then every time through the loop, right? Well, why aren't they written in order? Because they don't need to be. It's just how they got written. You can reorder them. Okay. But that's how they got written. They probably just got added to the top of the code. And the thing is, the code doesn't care because it's only caring about where you're... I don't remember doing this. I did this probably for you because you don't know case statements. And now you do, so I expect you to do them all. But I know I tweaked this. You probably we talked and we did something, or I told you. So anyways, so 7,000, it blinks, right? And then at 3,000, which is a third of the way through the whole animation cycle, it'll say annoyed, right? So those are your animation states. And if you want more animation states, you would expand this list and you would give it a number where, in the time between 0 and 10,000, where do you want How much time is 9,000? I think we'll have to look at where you're, what you're adding per timer count, right? Okay. See, timer. And I think it's like 15 frames a second or something like that, just like animation. Okay. So, and then you can, from that, determine how many milliseconds between incrementing the timer, right? So you're creating animation with your code. You're doing what animators do. And so we're following that kind of scheme, right? I remember, for some reason, I thought I did delays statement. Right. So in this case, this is the right eyes code, because we have the same code on each eye. Right? Yeah, so and each eye knows if it's the right eye. Yeah, so it says, am I the right eye? No, I'm the left eye. So it does the other eye. So do these two things have to... And they'll synchronize because they're doing it's the same counter at the same time. Okay. Because I think you had one eye driving the other eye. Is that correct? Yes. So that's why they're synchronized. The other thing I need to figure out, and I don't understand, I didn't get to figure this out this morning because I didn't, but wait for it. Okay, so there's a second Eye of Toast code. Oh man. So if I this is your old code. I don't know. Maybe. Well, let's look at it. Scroll down. So if I go to the top, This is why we put
of the
notes
original on.
All
I
right. Which one looks more refined?
Neither. They both. There's
if you
things.
Want to toggle button to cycle.
I added this morning.
Okay.
So,
a 5 mode 0 high 0 50 10,000 config pin.
There's no config.
Temp debug.
So mostly everything looks.
I have to run a diff on that.
Looks the same. So if I go. So this all looks.
Sorry, set up, begin. That one has serial, which I don't know if we pulled that out of there. Then we stopped flashing the LED pin.
On A4 to make unit a left eye. What?
Oh, that's what we did.
What's the difference then? Like what?
It reads that resistor on one of the pins.
Yeah.
That value is now different.
Yeah.
And when it boots up, it says, "Oh, that line's pulled low. I'm this other eye. I'm not the default eye." So that's how we figured out how to make the eye become the eye that you wanted it to be.
So
you're gonna need to make sure you do that.
So there's no.
Did you already do that now? How are we? Or do you have two different codes?
I have two different code. Like this one, you declare at the top. It says.
I think that's old.
It says.
That's your old code.
Right eye 1.
I think that's your old.
0 for left eye. So this.
Oh, that's your old code.
So this is the new code.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, and we have more stuff in here. See, we have more emotions.
I did this. I know I did.
Oh, you just added those.
I did. Okay. I did all of.
Oh, you did. So, where's your? Do you have the original of this, or are you editing your old file? Did you make a backup?
I think this is the newer code because it has the more complex blink.
Right.
But there's only the right eye. So there's no left eye.
Because we set the thing. I think there's a
thing in here that says
maybe
else emotion modes are mode.
Oh, these are the right modes.
Yeah.
And then there's the left modes. Oh, you know what? I think this you didn't. Is there a modes L mode up here?
No. So this would be L, not R. Oops.
Did you change that?
No.
I don't know what you changed and didn't, and you don't have a backup, so I have no idea where you're at. And now you don't either.
I didn't change this.
You said you just added these.
No, these I added back in the day to make.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah, I made these.
If not mode.
This hasn't been edited recently.
This I don't know.
So I think this is the more complex code because I know at some point in time, this was running on Toaster and then it's not anymore. Like this code's running on Toaster because it doesn't have the blink. It just has, instead of blinking, there's a blink animation.
Right.
This one with all the complex stuff has the blink animation where you can actually see the eye closing.
Right.
This one just goes black when it blinks. So this is like the less complex, easier, basic one. But this one, yeah, doesn't have like the on or off or right and left.
Right. So I don't know where. Yeah, you're gonna have to figure out which of these codes are what you want from each one.
Oh man.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure that we didn't want two versions of code, right? Because that's confusing.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
So
I'll figure out what the deal is and fuck.
All right. But that's what a case statement does. They're very nice. I use them a lot.
You explained that to me already when we made this code back in the day.
It's
I don't remember anything. Bye. The raptor was sick. Who's that? Hi guys. Okay, wait. Where'd my chat go? Oh man. Hi guys. Raptor eyes. I'd stick them. Wait, okay, no. Okay. Is it compatible with my flamethrower mounted on my car? Yes. Yes, Daniel, it is compatible with all flamethrowers, mounted on all cars. Oh, and hello, Kobe Clips.
You need a flamethrower output.
A what?
Flamethrower output pin.
Flamethrower output pin?
Yeah, so that the toaster eyes can determine that the flamethrower is on, not the human. Because humans are a little bit, you know, delayed. They have more than a few milliseconds delay, and then the opportunity to fry something is gone. So you let the eyes determine, judge, and then determine whether to turn the flamethrower on or off.
Yeah.
I think that's how machines should operate.
All these areas, it's not much different from the noodle code. Oh, you're saying it's... Okay. Wait, no. I'm reading my thing. Go, as I call it, debounce or button spring wiggle. I like that name better.
Button spring wiggle.
Kobe Clips called the debounce button spring wiggle. I called it, like, button commitment level.
I like that.
Button.
I like what that implies.
Yeah, me too. Button commitment level. Just, if I'm glad I'm switch codes that be really good to do state machines. Oh, sorry if I missed you, but I'll see you later, Kobe Clips. Is anyone else still in here? I don't even know. I guess I could technically check that if I wanted to. My sick ass needs more tea. I need to, like, heat up more water, though. Okay. So the raptor is going to decide on what disposition she's going to program right now. Because I'm going to need to make instructions on my blog how to explain to other people to use the code that I don't understand to do the same thing. So, yeah. Now the easy way is to just use the emotions that I've already created for myself and string those together to make something different, because then I don't have to add any new ones to my list of those arrays that I had going on there. Hey Vi, welcome back. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, but it's not happening. You know that feeling. It's the worst. I'll just stuff my fingers in my nose until it goes away. What?
You saw it here live.
Yep. I have no shame anymore. I dropped that with my brick of fucks. Hey, Maker Block! Welcome to Friday. Except we're not doing French Toast Friday today, because it's just you and me, Mark. You and I are just
That's okay.
going
I'm
to
okay
do
with that. I like a little piece of quiet.
because the raptor is sick. Okay, where was I? I'm deciding on a disposition. Okay, I guess it would make sense if I decide what these eyes are going to go on in the first place. Let me think. What should I put the green eyes on? I should have, these are Tony's eyes. Tony, are you in the room? If you are, answer. Because I will involve you in this decision. So, these are the green eyes, and I'm going to turn them on. These are going to, they're going to my friend Tony, and he told me that he's going to put them on his rice cooker. He has this wonderful rice cooker that looks like a how is it? It looks like a marshmallow. It's like a round, cylindrical, white, like, marshmallowy shape. Which is coincidentally also one of his nicknames. There, that's straight. So, these are going to him, and I do think he should come up with a disposition for his rice cooker, and he mentioned that he wanted it to be a happy rice cooker, so I'm kind of wishing that I had his input on this. I mean, granted, he can always like reflash these once I give them to him, and I'm just using them for like demonstration purposes at the time being, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I have toast sunglasses. I totally am, Maker Block. I'm making a pair of goggles out of these, out of one of the pairs that I do. Like, if I do end up making, like, UV ones, I'll probably put those on... I have a pair of brazen goggles that I've been, like, holding on to for the sake of making a new pair of goggles. And this might be what they're used for. I just have to figure out how I would mount them onto the things. I would hook up the eyes to power for the NES so they would turn on. Yes, that's a good idea. Vi said that he plugged the eyes into the same power source as the thing he's mounting them on, which is I want to do an additional like chunk on the instructions that explain how you would go about doing that. You need a voltage regulator, right? You need something to drop the voltage from.
Wait, ask the code. Sorry, I was in a code.
I wasn't really asking.
Dream.
Oh, I was just. If you wanted to hardwire this into the thing that they're being attached to, so that they're run off of the same power supply, you need a voltage regulator that drops it to 5.
If the thing that you're putting it in doesn't have 5 volts DC,
yes,
then yes, you want to get a regulator. Kololu makes nice little DC-DC modules that put out 5 volts, and then whatever the input is, if it's a 120, like your wall outlet, then you need like one of those little wall warts that's 5 volts. That puts out 5 volts from the wall. But yeah, don't hook it up to the wall. Don't hook it up to anything but 5 volts.
I don't think anyone in here would hook it up to the wall. I hope not.
But yeah, if you can find 5 volts inside of the device you're doing, like toasters definitely should probably be externally supplied just for safety reasons. Like, don't gut your toaster and try to wire even into the 120.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Think smaller things that have, I think like a rice cooker, right? If it's got the little digital display on it.
Yeah.
You have the chance of getting power, and then it comes down to, does that rice cooker have enough leftover current in the 5 volts, if it's 5 volts, to power that? So that's probably for an advanced experimenter, could probably figure that out. Your safest bet is to do the USB cable hack and get a USB charger wall brick.
Yeah.
And just stick with that. But yeah, don't electrocute yourself. Anybody, don't do it.
I have no problem using the low tech.
I don't like pork flavored rice. Anyways.
I do.
They say that burning humans smell like bacon. Just saying.
You heard it from Mark. So, oh man. Let's scoot these over so I can get this in here. Screw it. Okay, if I attach this little pizza piece here, why did I move this? Move the hell down there. Now I can't see anything. Okay, so if I take this and I like clip it onto the edge. And pinch it down. Oh man. I'm going to upload the Eye of Toast 2 code to it. Upload using programmer. And see if anything happens. Because I'm kind of curious now, like, if this is the newer version of the code. No, seriously, an error occurred? Really? Why? Why would an error occur? Is it because I'm streaming? I'm totally convinced. So
what are you airing? It's probably you just don't have it on the pads right. It's easy to kind of bump around. So you probably need 8 hands.
No, it's
Noodle
on.
needs to help you. Okay, so now do it again.
But it doesn't say that it's connected.
You have to scroll up and see what the various is about. No, in this window here.
Mm-hmm.
Just click once and then there you go. It says, I do not see your, it says, no, not bad, blah, 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 blah. No MOSI reset or SCK. So I think you might have it upside down.
No.
You tried to say that. I think you just need to put a lot of pressure. I think because of maybe the way you're pinching it.
I hate everything.
Well, this is...
I'm going back to bed.
Did I... You know what? This might work with the clip we did for... Here, hold on.
But I've been programming with that and it's been fine.
No, but I made that clip for this kind of thing. I think it's the same thing. What did I do with that? That was for the... meter heads. Yeah.
They're definitely doing something different and they're out of sync now.
Well, you probably reset it.
No, they're doing something different entirely. I think.
I just saw it the other day. Where did that clip go?
Or maybe not. No, they're just out of sync horribly. Which is kind of funny, although not what they're supposed to be doing. God.
Yeah, I built that little clip for doing this kind of thing more reliably.
Yeah.
So I think, here, let me hold it on there and then you'll operate the computer. Yeah?
It's like, I was doing this and it was fine.
It's probably just not making contact. I think a little solder to your pads may help it.
But no, I was doing this and it was fine the other day. Just stop hovering and making me freak out.
Well, I'm trying to help you. I'm not helping you anymore. I'm going to go over here.
Are you gonna have beer with your friend?
Yeah, you're going to have beer.
I have to get this working. I hate everything. Okay, so maybe... I don't know what the problem would be. I swear it's because I'm streaming.
It could be that...
Okay, so the thing says it's fine now. Upload using programmer. This one works fine. So I just did it with that thing. And it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm attaching it again. The little light is green. Oh, now it's red. Oh, now it's green. Okay, it's green. I'm going to go over to the other code and I'm going to click upload using programmer. Yeah, that one just doesn't want to. Interesting. Okay, so the second I have toast code doesn't work for some reason. Mark?
Other code?
Yes, the first one uploads and the second one does not.
Oh, the one you upload?
It just says verification error, content mismatch.
That means you might have brushed it while doing it, so it didn't get a full upload.
But the first one works fine.
Every time?
Yes.
Let's try it one more time. You want me to hold it? These pins are touchy. It's just the nature of this thing. So
I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's on now. Alright, then.
Is it not?
Only one of them is working. Interesting. I wonder why. I think it's actually, I saw this.
I think there's something about the code that's not doing the left.
I think the reason why is
I think that
it's
I don't know
supposed to
why
say
these are
left.
different. Why do we have modes in an array there and not here? That's what I don't get. I think that could only have been.
No, I think I understand.
All right, because that whole switch didn't. It was suspicious.
Did that fix it? No. I don't know. Not important. Okay. So it wasn't that. Okay. So I guess I'm not going to be using this today. That's okay. It's allowed. Alright. I am, however, going to... Oh man. So this code right here, if I switch to my my pizza screen, this screen right here, where did the other Arduino thing go? There you go. Alright. So I'm going to copy all of this code over to select all, copy. I'm going to take all of my original Eye of Toast code since we know that that works, and I'm going to put it in here. This I kind of understand what it's doing. I don't know. Should I ask Tony what he wants his rice cooker to do? I kind of think I should.
That's a great idea.
Should I? What are you guys talking about over there? But frying things is fun. It is fun. Alright. Oh god. That lives down there now. Okay. Oh. Alright. What? Yay. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking right now, off the top of my head, I'm going to have them just... Mark, what would a rice cooker be? Like, how would a rice cooker, like a happy, like, Japanese rice cooker emote itself?
I think it might every now and then do the cross eyes. Like,
like derpy? Like derpy X eyes?
It might look up because it's like, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh, it's like scared.
And then when it's done, so you might have a timer that says, hey, if it's been 20 minutes, it's that little cat closed triangle eyes. Like, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm thinking it will do that. It'll like hold the squinty face for like.
So you might have a timer. I see how long your timer can last, but if you can get a timer to like accumulate after 20 minutes, then you would have a flag set for that, and it would just stay at that state after 20 minutes.
Okay, so I'm gonna use this worksheet that I actually just colored in, or I printed out, because there's gonna be a purpose for it. Let's use it. I'm going to soil the sheet. I'm soiling the worksheet.
You soiled my sheet.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna scoot my eyes this way. And I'm putting. I don't know. I can just go there for now. What are we talking about? I have so many windows open right now, it's dumb. Okay, so we're gonna stick this. A mouse would be nice right now. So let's unplug the programmer, plug my mouse back in, and then let's color this worksheet in. I want your input. Okay. 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 So I'm thinking, what should be its default, like, grimace? Maybe I don't want yellow, you won't be able to see that very well. Ooh, do I have like neon orange or something? Neon green's probably fine. Okay. Green Sharpie for green eyes. I'm thinking... I don't know. If anyone's doing this... Is anyone else doing this? Does anyone printed out a sheet and like figuring out in their mind what they want the persona of their best new BFF to be? Because I don't know. This seems like something we should all do together. Like we're in kindergarten or something. Right, Mark? Mark,
yeah.
You should totally be doing this with me, by the way.
I'm busy on my stuff.
Yeah? This is busy
That's
stuff.
An outrage.
What? What's an outrage? Nothing. I'm like staring into the 12 segments trying to find... Maybe it would be... I don't know. So there's like the option of just like having just that like arc on the bottom filled in like this, so that it's kind of like a light squint. It's not like a full-on like upside down U, but it's just sort of like that happy sort of like Japanese anime face that you see like happy kitties and little anime girls assuming all the time. Mark's like, I know all about that. So there's like that. Can you guys even see what I'm coloring? Yes, you can. There's that, like, happy, what the hell would you call that? Japan happy? Anime happy?
Sugoi?
Like, what, kawaii?
Kawaii.
How do you spell kawaii?
K-A-W-A, one eye, two eyes, I think.
Kawaii?
Kawaii. Is it kawaii? Maybe it's just one eye.
It's kawaii. Okay.
Did somebody correct you?
I don't know yet.
Somebody out there knows it.
Check. Oh man. All on. Like it's soulless. Yeah, just like all of them are on. Another option is to have it like glitched out and have like random things be firing and like kind of like twitching on and off, kind of like broken displays, so that it's just like moon runes in the eyes, and that would be kind of terrifying because they're very clearly supposed to be eyes. But if they're not functioning like eyes, that would create this sort of like creepiness, I think. Right, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, so that's another option. Wow, I've been doing this for an hour already? Jeez. Okay, so I'm thinking kawaii is a good default. Fi Gray says it's two eyes. Thanks, Fi.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, crayons are better than Sharpies. They totally are. I don't think I have crayons, though. I do have those big fatty, like, Crayola markers, though, that I could be using. And I'm not, and I don't know why. I like this green, so I gotta add another eye in. Yay. Okay. Okay. Oh, my nose itches so bad. Okay, so other than kawaii, I think... What else would anime... I guess there's, like, obvious X mode. I think some of these are actually already defined. Like, I'm pretty sure that kawaii expression is already one... Like, I think I called it something else. I think it might be called glee.
Glee? That's a good one.
So I think, I know X is drunk. Like I defined it as drunk. Instead of dead. Dead seemed kind of like an unhappy state to be in. So these might already be existing expressions that I've created in my array thing section. Okay, so I'm gonna call that like, I guess that's technically different than this, like just the ones on the edge, like pointing in. You know, that like emoji that you always do all the time on the internet face. Like this. There's that. So I'm thinking like X's and squinty and then kawaii. And then I'm thinking maybe like there has to be like one surprised, like, I don't know. Like what is one step up from this? Like the kawaii expression. Like how do you go beyond kawaii and like happiness or excitement or something? Mark?
What?
What's kawaii plus 1?
Kawaii.
Kawaii.
There's like, what's kawaii? Your triangle eyes?
No, it's this. Oh god, what is it? I don't know.
Which one? The one up to the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's you could go to the full upside down U, right?
That's have
another pleased look.
That one's, yeah, I have that one defined. I do. Like
and then you can use upside down V's, right? Like angled V's.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
depending on the direction might give you a look.
I think those are defined too, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm not actually creating anything new, which is unfortunate. Yeah, there's, like what Mark just said, the triangle look. That's a good idea, Mark. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
I'm my game.
Ah.
I am making a SimCity 2000 viewer app. And the idea is that you can take an old SimCity save file, load it in, and then view it on a modern application. You don't need DOS anymore.
Let's play coloring with Sarah.
So,
I like that. Everybody get your coloring book out and make your little faces, your little emojis with your scribble pen. Okay, so this is kind of like dead. So maybe I don't want the dead expression. And this is probably more like, this is like embarrassed, or like, here, I'm gonna call it shy. Like, wee, that kind of shy. And then this is probably like an anime look left, which means there needs to be an anime look right. Right? So I spent last night testing out temperature sensors from SparkFun because I was going to use them to sense body temperature, and they totally don't work. So whatever the lily pad thermistor is that they sell on their site, it don't work for like, it's horrible for body temperature. Don't know if anyone might ever try to do something similar, but don't buy it. It's where the hell is it? These things. Doesn't work. I guess if you're like testing ambient.
I put a heat gun on it and it changed slightly.
So yeah.
Like, yeah, 150 degrees, like, made it like, okay, I'm getting like, no, this sucks.
It's bad pizza.
There's gotta be a better way. And it's expensive for doing such a small thing. I'm unsatisfied with that product. Sorry, SparkFun.
And then I think I'm going to do just all the ones on the edges for like surprised. Because at some point, like if Tony does decide, at the point in time when the rice cooker pops, because his has like this little button thing on it, like that indicates when it's done. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. It's like a steam popper. It's a steam popper.
Yeah.
Too bad he's not in the chat. He would be amused by this conversation. But yeah, it has like a little button on it. It's like a turkey thing that like pops out when it's done being like steamed, I guess. But he wanted the expression to change at the point in time when the rice pops. I mean,
I think when it starts out, when his rice cooker first starts out,
yeah,
it's just the box eyes. Like, what the hell did you just put inside me? And turn on the button.
Yes.
Right? And then it starts to relax over time. And then it's just like, okay.
So you're like getting it in the mood.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that too. Well, it's getting bigger.
I'm going to call this...
Oh, kawaii! It's rice.
What? That's the what expression.
Yeah, what did you just do?
What? Okay. One open, one squinty, saying what the fuck is that code? I know that one. That's a good idea. Lynn, that's an excellent suggestion. I know exactly what, that's like that like, huh? Expression? Okay, so that would be like one big, I can say like one big circle, and then the other one would be a little one, I guess. How would I do the little circle?
Little circle.
How did I do the little circle? That would be this. So this is probably the best way to go about doing that, I'm thinking. Because the mirror of this would make it look kind of angry rather than sympathetic. So that'd be like, huh? This one even gets a question mark there. And then I guess if you did two of those, like, that's another one. Oh man. What did you say you were gonna put yours on, Mark? Just the printer?
The printer, the Prusa.
Okay, so
I'm
Mark,
gonna make a clip-on brackets though.
how are you gonna program the eyes? Like, what are you gonna have them do?
I need to figure out a whole printing thing, and then I'm gonna probably find one of the inputs on the board and run it. Find something on their electronics board, right? And figure out how to get data either through the serial port or something, and then write a little thing where it knows the status of the printer, and then the expression relates to the status of what it's doing. So that'll be its own project, I guess. And then throw that up on TINDIE. Well, no, you already have them on TINDIE. I'll just throw the code up on GitHub or put it in your GitHub.
What do you mean throw them up on TINDIE?
I'm gonna make a kit ready to go. So I'll buy your kit, mark it up even more, and then sell it just for the Prusa. Okay. Or just throw it under GitHub.
Why don't you want me to?
Well, I don't want to invent something and give you the money.
For the Prusa?
Well, I'm writing the code for the Prusa, so I'm going to sell that solution. Right? I'll pay you for your boards. You'll get paid.
Why are you trying to rip me off?
I'm not trying to rip you off. You're going to get paid for your boards.
Oh, God. Just point the Prusa people in the direction of my board and then hack my board. and be like, I made a really cool hack for Sarah.
I'm probably just gonna put the code out there because I
followers.
really don't want to get in the business of making CUSA add-ons.
Yeah.
Unless they're really high margin, but I have shit to do, so.
Tony asked, there you are, Tony. Tony asked when I'm doing the portrait painting. That's a good question.
Oh, that's right.
So I still have my primed canvas sitting behind me, and I like put that off because I had to do all of my submissions that were due at the end of the month of February. And now that that's finished, and it's March, and we're already, what, how many days into March now? 9. I need to get back on that. When am I gonna do that? That's a good question. Since you asked, Tony, do you want to come over and paint spheres with me?
There's nothing to sphere but sphere itself.
Tony, do you want to paint a flesh sphere with me while I stream it? It probably won't take that long. You've done spheres with me before. It's just a different medium. And with flesh colors and oil paint. It's different. I don't know. You let me know.
You can paint boobs now.
Yes! That's how you make ditties. You can even put nipples on them at the end and hang it up somewhere, and you'll be like, these are my first...
Make your own titties.
These are my first oily spheres.
You spend too much time in bars looking for titties? No, make your own at home. And stay home. Save money on beer at the same time.
I might do that.
Be a painter.
If I do 2 flesh spheres, then I will add nipples to them. Oh, not while streaming. Aww. Why not? He's not alright. I mean, either way, I'm gonna probably stream making spheres though. Doing the shapes. Yeah. True. It's just an experience. I don't know. If you want to, then you should totally come do that. I don't know when I'm going to. It probably won't be this weekend. I have other things to do. But anyhow, Tony, since you're here now, these are some like Japanese anime-ish expressions that everyone collectively kind of came up with. Lynn came up with the kind of like the big little like eye thing. That's not that. That's this. Sorry. Like this thing. I'll type it in the chat. We all know what that is. It's as close as I could get. Then there's, I think this is like a good base. And then you were saying, I was telling everybody about how like when the button pops on the rice cooker, like if there was any way to like implement probably one of these like temperature sensors in to tell when it gets to that temperature where it pops, the expression would change. Or maybe just something that would sense when the actual button pops, so that when the button pops, at that exact moment, then like it becomes surprised. So there's like different types of surprisedness. There's the shy expression, and then I think these are a good look left and look right for like an anime character. I mean, as close as you can get with 12-segment display. Derpy Kawaii. Pac-Man eyes. I make Pac-Man eyes. Could I do that? Yeah, I guess I could do Pac-Man eyes. Huh. I encourage you to totally do that. That would make sense on like a game system too. Like if you did that for your NES, I think that'd be pretty cool. I like it. I dig it. Sweet. Oh, hi Micah. Thank you for joining us. Or joining me. I guess us, since Mark's here. Alright. I'm going to... I think most of these already exist, so if I go back over to my... like, code... wherever the hell that is... the one that I just started today that I haven't saved yet. I'm pretty sure that some of these already exist. Like, I think I have a shy down here. Maybe it's Glee? That's a good question. I should probably check these. which is actually a lot harder to do the way that I have this code sorted out. So this isn't as easy of a thing as I am making it out to be, because I have to go to the top and then reference this to know what order to put the high and low commands in for the array. God, coding is annoying. How do you people do this? So I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to copy one of these. Let's just say like the surprise left. And I'm going to put it up here at the top underneath this so I can look at it and not get confused. And I'm going to call this, I'm just gonna like redo it and add it to my thing. Like I'll do kawaii. So I think the only two that are on the left eye are D10 and D6. It's for both of them actually, so it looks like D10 is the very last one and D6 is the second from the last one. So since those are on, those would be the only two low ones. So all these other guys are high. So that's a good way to start, I guess. High means off in this code. So if I set all of these to high, then they are all off. And I can just copy and paste this crap down here instead of retyping all of that again. Okay, so they're all off. And this will be kawaii right and kawaii left. And again, like that's this expression right here that I'm doing, just so you guys can see. Actually, no, you can't see that because I'm at the other. Wait. Okay, yeah, all right, I have the right screen on. So again, as I mentioned, that is D10 and D6, and my little key up here says D6 and D10 are the third from the last and the last. So this would be low. Oops. Low and low and low and low. Wait, no, wrong one.
Lindsay, low and.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so that's basically what you do, what you would do. And that's not what this says anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I don't feel like changing it. It's not important. There. So this is a thing now. I'm going to add this back in, probably after my look left, look right. I'll put that before this. It can be the very first thing. This is new code. It can be whatever I want. Okay, and then I think the other one that I'm gonna do the look left and the look right, because I don't know. For this loop, I'm probably just gonna have it look around and then look all kawaii-like. And I know surprised is already a thing. In fact, like surprised is like the very first. That's like the one with all of the ones on the edge lit up. All right, I'm gonna do that same thing that I just did up here at the top. Again. So blank. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna close the original Eye of Toast and see what you guys are chatting about. Cool. We'll have more hacking ahead to make it work the way I want. Or all the pins of the controller taken. No, Tony, there's quite a few open actually. There's pads going to all the open pins at the top of the board on the back. So if you want to connect like other buttons and sensors and stuff, then you're more than welcome to do that. I'm not sure how many are open, but there seems to be quite a few. Because yeah, there's a bunch of little dots, so I'm guessing there's at least a couple. Turn the kawaii up to 11. I added a thing down at the bottom that says Oni-chan, so there's an Oni-chan expression now. Cheese, yes, there's kawaii. These eyes are going on a rice cooker, so they need, like, the persona for Tony's rice cooker, like, from what he said, he wants it to be like a Japanese anime character, as it should be. And of course, like, Tony, you're probably going to rewrite your own stuff for this. This is a good example. It's a good thing for me to strive for this stream, making a happy persona with the eyes instead of just another annoyed or angry or, I don't know, like generally negative disposition for an appliance. So this is fun. It's like the opposite of what I did last time, so I'm enjoying it. Okay, so I'm copying my kawaii, or wait. That's fine, I'll do that. So I'm copying my kawaii. I'm gonna put that back here underneath my key so that I don't get confused, because we all know I get confused easily. We're going to do the look left. Oh wait, is this look left, look right? Okay, so yeah, look left, and that's gonna be look left, left eye. That's gonna get confusing. Look left, look right, or look left, right eye, slap. And then I'm going to do the look right. So for look left, that is just the D11, D12, and D6. But let me zero these out first. Okay, so these are all back to being off. And it's 11, 12, and 6, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And both eyes are the same, so they're both going to be the same array. 11, 12, which is the very next one here in this position, and 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's the third from the last. Again. Okay. Easy enough. I'm going to copy you and put you underneath kawaii. Okay, so that's 2 things that I've added. I've added kawaii in look left. I would say look kawaii left. And then this new one is going to be look kawaii right. I'll just say left. I'll write it out. A. Okay. Okay, so this is look right, left, and look right, right. God, that gets confusing in my little raptor brain. I didn't change that. Okay, so it's... I have to change these 2. I forgot. What are these? The names? I think so. Y, look, left, left, kawaii, look, left, right. Okay, and then this one would be kawaii, look, right, left, and this one would be kawaii, look, right, right. Okay, okay, got it. Okay, and then this one, so 11, which is this one, this position right here, this goes back being off on both, and then that is being changed out. Oh wait, no, that's completely different. My bad. Okay, so they're all gonna go off. Hi. Because they're all different. Every single little segment is different for this one. So that is D10, D4, and D5 need to be on. So D10 is the last one. D10. D4 and 5. 4 is the fourth from the last. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was 5, right? Yeah, 5 is the third one. Okay. I hope you guys understand what I'm doing. Because I don't know if I do. I mean, I do. I barely do. Okay, so I'm just gonna say new shit. Oh, whew. Okay. And new shit. Okay. Oh gosh. What are you guys talking about there? Surprised should be kawaii. I need like a passive, like normal kawaii, and then there's kawaii surprised. Surprised R should be kawaiiing R or kawaii R. Yeah, it should be, but whatever. Alright, Vi, go watch your need video. You probably are by now. Alright. Oh god. Sorry. I apologize for like...
You're snotting everywhere.
Snotting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I know. Should I do the Oni-chan expression?
Always.
Okay. Just so you guys see...
Somebody's gotta do it.
So you guys see what I'm talking about. Again, the last one I'm going to add is probably this one.
That's what I call fan service.
Because it's kind of like this expression, like, no, 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 brother, no. That's not Japanese.
Whoa, whoa.
Or daddy, I don't know. No,
no, it's
dad.
brother.
No, daddy.
That's a brother.
Okay, it's brother. That's a thing, apparently. I don't know, I don't watch anime. My hairs are like, I need to cut my bangs. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, Oni-chan. Okay, so I'm doing this one right here next. Yeah. Alright, I'm switching over to the code again so you can see the nonsense that I'm doing. That's not it. That's me being pestered by my family. Okay, so I'm going to put that again underneath my reference because I get confused. And I'm going to turn all these high real quick. Okay, I'm going to call this... This is going to be called... I'm not even sure if I'm like, is Oni-chan? Is that 2 words?
A dash.
Okay.
Dash.
Oni-chan left. Tony-chan, right? I know. That's like, no, brother. That's what that means.
The rice is done, brother.
The rice is done, Tony.
Do you love me now?
Tony. Oh, I missed that one.
Tony-chan.
Tony-chan? Oh, shit. This one's being called Tony-chan. Fuck. Tony-chan!
Oh, Tony-chan.
Okay, that's the Tony-chan expression. Oh shit, we invented a thing here today. Well, I hope he's in the room still and not, like, working. That's bad.
He just heard that from standing next to his milling machine, and he stopped everything and he's walking back over now.
He better not be. No, the computer's far away from the dangerous stuff, kind of.
It's hopeful.
I hope so. I hope the volume isn't cranked up and he's like doing something dangerous and we're distracting the danger with
that would be bad.
Tony-chan. Tony-chan. Okay, so that is back to work. Oh, alright, that's
stay on task.
D8, D4, D5, and D7 for the left eye. So is it D8? If I go to my reference, that's the second from the last position. Low. D8. Wait, I just did D8. D4 is the fourth from the last position. Low. D5 and D7. So the third, D5, and D7. So both of these guys. There. Okay, and then the right eye is D11. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in. Sixth position. Low. D11, D12, which is next to it. And D8 and 9, which are the second from the last, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth 1, 2. 5. Low. 8, 9. And 8 is second from the last. Okay. So the Tony-chan expression has been added. Copy. I'm gonna add that to the new shit. I should probably save this code since I'm working so hard on it. I'm going to call this, what should I call this code? Tony-chan. You've inspired me. Wait, where does this go? Oh. You get to go here. Tony-chan. I'm like cracking myself. Okay. That's not what I want. There. Okay. I'm probably forgetting something. But, you know. No, I actually need that. No, I don't want that. Go away. Crab eyes. Hell yes. Okay, so I think... Uh-oh. What's wrong? Oh, that's why I didn't name these. Tony-chan L. Tony-chan R. Check. Oh. Okay, I'm tweaking. I'm gonna do some tweaky preening. Okay, so it's happy now. I'm gonna save it. So if I change these out to say, just kawaii, okay, so that actually works. So I just switched out the annoyed equivalents that were already programmed to the kawaii version, the Tony-chan version that I just created. So if I go ahead and, like, oh, I don't know, upload that, let's see what happens. So I'm going to get my board out again, and I'm going to unplug my mouse, because I have to do that every time I upload something. It's annoying, but it's life. Okay, so I'm going to... No, that's not what I want. That's power. Ah! Power? This USB goes in my computer. Yeah, my brain's fried. So I'm going to stick the programmer on to my board. And pinch this down, and I'm going to upload using programmer, and this should just work. So if I... No, that's not it. Okay, so apparently that's not the thing that's defining... Oh, that's... Okay, so that would be... kawaii, right, and then... kawaii... right, blank, and then Tony-chan right. Tony-chan right. That's what it should be. Interesting. I'm curious why it doesn't want to do. Okay, let's try it again.
Yep.
Oh, one of them changed. Huh?
The cat.
Oh, Mark's friend is here. Oh, I have to upload. I have to upload the code to the other board too. That's what I forgot to do. Okay, so I'm uploading using programmer. Oh, error. Oh no, what's the error? Let's try that again. I forgot I have to upload to both boards. Okay, so that one's working. So if I unplug both of these to sync them up and plug them back in, then these are the expressions that I just added to it. So there's the kawaii look right, the blank, which is the blink, and then that turns back on. So that's like a blink and it continues looking to, I guess that's the left, with the kawaii-like expression. kawaii eyes, and then it's going to go... That's not the correct for Oni-chan, but that should be the Tony-chan expression. This eye should be the mirrored, and then that's just the general, like, content. Cool. It worked. Okay, so it did exactly what it was supposed to. The Tony-chan, let me look at that. Tony-chan L, and then Tony-chan right. I'm not quite sure why that didn't work. Yes, because this should be, shouldn't be that. I'm not quite sure why it's not working. Because it says right, it says left. They're in the correct positions. And if I go and check out that part of my code, oh wait, is it not showing it? Oh, nope. Bench view. There you go. Sorry about that. So yeah. Let me put the lenses back on. So that's exactly what I just programmed. So this is like the look right with the anime eyes, or look left, I guess, which is like, I guess, an abstract way. The only one that isn't correct is this. They're both supposed to be facing the inside, but they're both doing the same thing, and I'm not quite sure why yet, so I'm going to troubleshoot that. But that's the default, the little, like, both upside down kind of like arcs are the default position. So I'm gonna switch this with the default position so that it's doing that more often. I mean, I could tweak the timing, but I'm feeling kind of lazy. So I'm gonna switch this back over. And go here. So if I go, I'm going to switch this with that, and do the same thing up here. There. Okay, so if I upload that to both, that should work. Actually, no, I want to see why the Tony-chan expression isn't doing what it's supposed to, because that's suspicious. So if I look at that, so they are named left and right, and they are different. Oh, I forgot to switch the bit. Okay, so right eye, left, right. So left is 0, so I have to set this to 0. I forgot to switch that, so you guys are watching me do this, so it's 0, you have to set it 0, and then before I do program the second eye, I have to switch that to 1. And 0 is left. Okay, so I'm going to take these off real quick and reprogram them, and then I'm going to let you guys see that this time because I forgot to switch the camera view. I apologize for that. So if I plug this guy in, and then go back to my Arduino code. Why aren't we working? It gets unhappy sometimes, and I'm not quite sure why. Still kind of unhappy. It's concerning. There. Okay, so this is uploading, and done. And then I'm going to switch this back to 1 and do the second eye. Uploading, and done. And then I'm going to reset the power supply so they're both being turned on at the same time. And there we go. So if I stick the lenses back on, the default now is the kawaii expression, which is what I just scripted with you guys. And then it's going to do Oni-chan, I think, next, which is correct now, because I remembered to switch the values at the beginning of the code. This would probably look a little bit better if they're spaced out a bit more. And then, yeah, it will look to the side briefly and then go back. So this is like a very basic code, like there's no like fancy like blinking or anything, which the more advanced version of this code does have that in the loop. Instead of it just turning off to blink, the eyes actually, for a very split second, go into a blink state, and it's an actual like setting. Like I think it's the kawaii actually is the blinking, I don't know, frame, I guess. So if you use this for just a split second instead of just turning them off, it looks more like blinking or winking than anything else. Ooh, winking would be a good thing to do. I should like make a state where this thing will actually like wink at you under certain parameters. Or maybe like when the button pops and the rice cooker is like done cooking the rice, it looks surprised for a second and then it waits like maybe 10 seconds or like 3 seconds and then like winks at you. I mean, I'd wink at you if my button popped too, so. But yeah. So that's basically how you would go about designing your own emotion for these boards, like using the worksheet, and then kind of writing them into the array, and then going down to the bottom and entering the like still frame expressions into the loop that I have at the bottom. And of course, like you can make that as complex or as basic as you want. You can add, like if I go back and show you what I'm talking about in my code, like if you go back down to the bottom where I have this like really basic like 4-position thing with the 4 emotions listed, like the kawaii right, kawaii blank, and then Tony-chan. You can make that as long as you want. You can add winking or more complex things where the eyes are doing different things from one another at different like intervals so that you can achieve the blinking. You can do anything you want. So that's kind of the beauty of it. But again, like if you just want to tweak what I've got here, that works too, and it isn't very difficult to do. I mean, I was able to kind of do some forensics on this old code and figure out how to tweak it on the fly and make it do what I want. So yes, Tony-chan, this is your thing now. It was Mark's idea. Winking sounds great. What are we gonna do with this rice, Tony-chan? We're gonna eat it. Rice actually sounds good now. I mean, I'm sick and I can't taste much, but like just plain rice with soy sauce is sounding pretty appetizing right now. But yeah, I'll switch back down to the desktop view so you can see what I just did. So this is the kawaii expression right here again, and then this is the Tony-chan, like the kind of like sympathetic, like upturned tiny eyes. So this is kind of like the, oh god, this is the kawaii look left, which it only does very briefly, and then it resets the cycle and starts back over at just the base kawaii expression. So that's just what I have it doing right now. I'm not super happy with the timing, but it was what was already in the code from the get-go. So yeah. Cool. So the thing that I'm going to do next is I'm going to take everything that I just showed you and put that into a blog post that outlines it step by step, so that if anything that I didn't make sense or I forgot to explain something in better detail, I'll actually go through those motions in the actual post. And I'll probably do another one of these, or I'll tweak this and hone it in and make it a bit more fleshed out, so that there's more to it. It's not just the same 4 things repeating in a cycle. Yeah. But that should probably go up, I'm gonna say probably by the end of this weekend coming up. Hopefully by the time that I ship the first of the eyes to go out. And again, if you want to pick up a pair, they're on sale on my TINDIE store. I can probably throw the link up in the description of the video here in a second, or I'll do that now while I'm talking to you. In lieu of becoming one of my patrons on Patreon, if you want to support me and me doing stuff like this, you can pick up a pair. They're not too expensive, and I hand assemble them, so I don't know, I think they technically count as like an art piece that I've created, if that tantalizes you like it does me. So let's see, I'm gonna go to my dashboard, and then in the description I'm going to throw "Get the eyes now on my TINDIE store." And then I'm gonna put the link in here. Where is it? New window. I'm finding it. There we go. TINDIE's pretty awesome, by the way. I love that I can do this. Like, if you had told 5 years ago, Sarah, that I was going to have a store where I sold circuit boards that I made, that I designed, I would have been like, what? No way! That's like voodoo! Okay, so that's up there now. All changes saved. Cool. I should say anthropomorph-EYES. Now, on my TINDIE store. Okay. Deal. Sweet. But yeah, they come in 4 colors. Right now I've got red, blue, green, and then like a tungsten-y, ambery yellow color. I think in the future, as I mentioned previously, I'm gonna make a slightly larger version of the board that has the surface mount RGB LEDs on it so that you can change the colors freely to whatever you want. I'll probably add more colors in the future too, but for now I figured this was a fun thing to get started with. And I don't know, if you do get a pair, I totally think that if you have the hacker prowess to do so, you should definitely look into hooking some sensor up to your device so that the eyes are actually responding to what the device is doing. I'm going to try and find a way to do that. Probably not with a toaster, because that kind of scares the crap out of me. I don't want to melt my boards. But I'll probably pick some other arbitrary thing in the kitchen and have the eyes react to what it's doing. I was actually thinking of adding eyes to our pancake baller. If Tony's still in the room, he knows what that is. But that's like it's a little cake pop maker that makes little like circular spherical ball cakes, and it's a very I don't know, we love that thing. It's an appliance that we love. Me and all of my friends care very deeply for this ball making appliance because it produces the delicious things that we eat on Fridays. But anyhow, I don't know, it's what, 4 o'clock? I think I'm probably not gonna have beer today because I'm again sick, but I will probably make another cup of this tea and call this stream more or less good for the time being. Like, I did what I set out to do. I don't know. Tony mentioned earlier that I should definitely do another session with my oil painting. I still want to do the portrait, and I'm running out of days. It's something that I wanted to get done before my birthday, which is like next weekend. It's not going to get finished by then, but I can at least put a dent in it and get started on it, which is important to me. So I'm thinking, like, the first day that I don't feel like utter crap and I'm not like taking Advil and blowing my nose every like 2 seconds, I'll actually sit down and paint my spheres, which is the next step. So before I get into painting in oils, which I haven't done in like 7 or 8 years, I'm going to paint. One of the practices that you do as a traditional artist is when you work in a medium that you've never worked in before, you paint a sphere, because everything in the world, you'll learn, is effectively a sphere of some sort, just in a different shape, and all the same physical things apply to all other shapes as the sphere. So if you can paint a a convincing looking sphere, you can paint pretty much anything. I'm going to do one in my skin color, so I went out the other, like, I think 3-4 weeks ago, and I bought flesh colored, I don't know, Sarah skin colored paint, and I need to revisit how to replicate whatever color this is that I am. And that's next. And it's probably, I'm either going to do that next or I'm going to do my next comic page, because it's been 3 weeks since I've published, and that's bad. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys go and get back to your Friday, and I'm going to go make that tea and say hi to our friend that's visiting. But until then, these are Tony's rice cooker eyes, and this is the Tony Chan mode, and that's the Tony Chan expression. It's like, but yeah, thanks guys. Let me read the chat real quick before I say goodbye. I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds delicious. Wait, what? On the mini noodle board, is there a way to reduce beeping volume or frequency? Would love to keep it on more. It's so fun. Oh, I'm not sure. I am sure there is a way to change the pitch. I don't know about the volume. I'll ask Mark, but I can probably post the source code for that on my GitHub, and then you can probably play around with it. I'm not sure. No, the programmer on that is the same as this. It's the little pegs, or not pegs, but pads on the edge of the board. You can probably see them if you look at it right now. You have to take the battery out and peel back the Kapton tape that's between the programming pads and the battery, and then you can stick the little clips on that and reprogram the brain. But you can do it. So I'll probably throw the code up there so you can have a look at it. I think it's just a matter of changing the value, and then it changes the pitch of the beeper. The one that's on there is just, I don't know, I think that's my favorite one that we were able to tease out of the thing, the piezo. But anyhow, yeah. No, I'll show how to do that real quick. I don't know, like if you're still interested and you haven't done it yet, then when I do my next stream, I'll pull one out and show how to do that. Oh, Vi's back. I was just about to say bye, dude. But I don't know, I'll be around. Like I said, now that I'm starting to feel better again, I'm gonna probably stream a drawing session next, or painting. But until then, I'll be talking to you guys in Discord. I'll again post the link if anyone here hasn't hung out before with us. There we go. Then there you go. That's the Discord. We're all a bunch of cool people in there. We just hang out and talk about all the nerdy stuff we're making. Not nerdy, but I don't know. We're nerds making things. So hang out with us, chat, talk about meat, how you like to eat your meat. Yeah, maker block, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna make more tea. But yeah. Eyes. It happened. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Make French toast. And at 5 o'clock, I don't know, have that cocktail. I'll be drinking more of that cinnamon tea. Alright, I'll see you guys.